Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome.
It's because you're the cutest.
And welcome to. No, nobody going to interrupt. Okay, is Angry Joe
That's cute.
As funny?
As good?
As angry?
as good as they say? Thank you, James.
He's also pretty cute, though, isn't he?
Oh,
Adorable.
everyone knows the answer to that. You can just look at a thumbnail.
But this character whose name is Pawn is so funny.
perfectly different.
Before we get into anything, I just want to quick plug Jam Media t-shirts if you want to look swanging, swifty, and smooth.
They will take more than 4 hours to get to you, though, so sorry about that.
Hello, I'm Jamie. There's Ruben. There's Alex.
Gadoosh.
There's Jordan.
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 All right, for real this time. We got a question to answer. A serious fucking question.
Okay.
And we got guidelines.
We do have
'Cause-
guidelines.
It's necessary. Now, we ain't about no personal attacks.
So we have 5 rules we need to establish and apply to keep some kind of consistency within these videos. The first one being, our assessment is based on the first video listed on their channel.
The very first.
So it's not necessarily the first video they ever made, but the first one public that we are able to see on the channel, their oldest video. Then next up is their most viewed video, because we think that encompasses what the channel kind of represents and what most people know them for. The latest video from when we record, which means just whatever their latest upload of relevance is. So, of course, YouTubers, they be uploading all sorts of crazy content. We try to keep it relevant to what they're known for. So, for example, with Angry Joe, he uploads a lot of different videos, but we feel his angry reviews is what he is most known for. So his most recent upload is irrelevant. So we went back to his last review. So
That's game review.
game review, not movie review, not TV show review, game review. We think that's the fairest way to do it because that's what his channel's all about. Then penultimately, of course, some of our basic understanding and knowledge of the channel. And finally, this is about the content, no personal attacks on the person or persons behind the video. So just try and keep it constructive. That's not to say we're not gonna, go in on some things, but
We're removing the artist from the art.
we're just trying to assess the channel. Okay, that's all. We're not trying to attack anyone.
Angry Joe is the gamer.
He's the gamer.
He's the gamer.
The
definitive
gamer.
He
He's
is.
been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Everyone knows him as
10
the gamer.
years.
Yeah.
10 years he's been on this rock and roll grind lifestyle.
And he is on the grind. There's a lot of videos on that damn channel.
So many videos.
And-
It is a real grind.
His meat and potatoes of his channel. Game reviews.
Now! It doesn't!
It's what he's known for sure.
His angry... He's got a pattern on that angry
reviews.
reviews. I mean, Angry Video Game Nerd might have been there first. But
Well, people call him the... Hang on, no. I was thinking of the Nostalgia Critic. The Nostalgia Critic is the
Angry Video Game
movie
Nerd,
version of Angry Video Game Nerd.
Been there, done that.
But it's relevant, though, because the Nostalgia Critic...
Has teamed up with Angry Joe.
Flying around the world?
Mostly makes sense.
You just can't accept the fact that this is something new.
On multiple
Yeah,
occasions.
exactly. He's in those movies. They constantly work together. I think he actually works with the Video Game Nerd sometimes, too.
Yeah.
So this part of a whole sort of community that will make similar
So
videos.
he's like the Jesus to Angry Video Game Nerd's God.
So it's like a Jay-Z Kanye
thing, yeah,
relationship. I think most people know who he is. But so
Yeah.
as a 4 of us, let's go through and say, just answer the simple question. Do we think Angry Joe makes good videos? James, you start us off.
Yes.
Okay. I will say mostly.
So
Ruben?
this isn't a yes or no question. I thought there was a...
Okay, if I have to say yes or no, I will say yes. But a 6 out of 10 is still like a yes to me.
Well, I would be inclined to say yes from some of
Okay.
the things I've seen.
Okay.
That
Jim?
doesn't mean I don't have criticisms, but I would be inclined to say yes. It feels fair.
I'm going to say perhaps.
That's not
Okay.
yes or no.
No, I'm
Obviously,
gonna
we'll
say
do this
yes.
at the end as well, where we have to decide, like, unanimously what our agreement is on the channel.
I wasn't here last video. Did you do this last video as well? Or,
No.
Oh, it's different every time. Don't even worry about it.
Because we don't really have rules. Apparently, the rules are out the
Well,
window.
this is literally the second episode, so we're still trying to figure out the
There
best
are no
format.
rules, Alex.
Well, there are
Personal
rules.
attacks. Inbound personal
We
attacks.
have our rules we can't break, of course. I say we just start with his most viewed video. Because to me, that is the video that encompasses the channel the most. It's one of the best videos I think he's ever made, to be
I
honest.
was gonna say his most viewed video is the Destiny 1 review,
The original Destiny, yeah.
That's it?
and
I'm sure it was notorious at the time. I don't know what the like to dislike ratio is on it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
watching that video,
Not even bad.
Doing bad, yeah. you
I
kinda
was
crushed it.
like, damn, this guy got clout. This guy got abilities. This guy got skills.
This is lazy.
Okay, I have to criticize his other videos now, because I'm gonna say
Well,
this.
slightly before we move on, just want to say I'm making a list of pros and cons as we go along.
Okay.
And at the end, we'll read off the pros and cons. And if there are more cons than there are pros, then that's going to be an issue.
Not for us, but for you.
Here's a pro. He is the gamer's gamer.
Yeah, he's an absolute gamer.
He's
But
the gamer's
I think that's the
gamer.
best thing about Angry Joe.
He's got an everyman quality.
There's nothing intimidating about him. Like, you know, when people say, oh, the critics really hate this movie, that isn't Angry Joe. He's the person saying that the critics hate this movie.
Yeah.
And
He's
this
a-
is what an actual person feels like.
This Angry Joe's existence kind of gives it's what YouTube should be, like a voice
Yeah.
from someone that would ordinarily have no voice.
Just a guy.
Just a guy who represents all. He's Superman.
and he loves Superman.
Just like, yep.
Yeah. He wears this.
Would you say that's a pro that you love Superman?
Sure,
that's
he loves
that's
something.
irrelevant, but
He openly
the
loves
fact that he is Superman, yes, that is a pro.
He is Superman.
He represents just some dude, but he somehow is better than all of us.
For me, it's like he could only exist on YouTube
Yes.
because
That's-
my going into more of a con, my issue with him is mostly actually just on like a video production level.
Yeah.
his yeah. It is not fantastic.
Because what he says in the video is quite good when he's actually saying it.
We're talking specifically about the Destiny review right now, because
Yeah.
there are other videos where he doesn't say anything at all of any substance. There is nothing at all there that means anything. he alludes to having done some research maybe, and then just doesn't say anything about it. And I said, well, so you're going to tell us anything of any substance or not? No, I'm not going to substantiate that. Okay. But going back to Destiny, I
The
think.
very good thing I saw about the Destiny video, as soon as it started, he instantly laid out the points that he's going to make of all the criticisms he has about the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to go into video, it's just giving you what you need and what you're going to see in the
It
video.
was a solid video. I feel like
Yeah.
I learned stuff about
It was
the
a good
game,
video.
how it works, what's good about it, what's bad about it.
Mhm.
Got a good, solid idea overall on that Destiny video.
And that's something that, was reflected still in his most recent game review as well,
Yeah.
which we won't go to yet,
What
of course.
I was going to allude to though was his videos got guff. They got
got
waffle.
Filler.
They're
Well,
bloated.
we can't not talk about the skits.
Well, then what's this that I found in your room?
Yeah.
The skits are always the thing I found the most hard about trying to watch his videos.
Yeah.
They just broke up the pacing so
Well,
much that
usually-
they dragged out.
the right at the start as well.
Yeah.
So immediately I'm like, oh, I've
But-
got a negative feeling about this video already, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
also
exactly.
are paced throughout, and sometimes it'll be like kind of a cute joke about
It
the
goes
thing he's
on.
talking about, but then sometimes it's
So-
just like an irrelevant skit.
Mhm.
It's just he just fights for
like
a bit.
for
You don't
example,
fight
In a costume. He fights in costume for 5
for example,
minutes.
for those who maybe don't understand, I'm going to insert one of his like skits right now, and just
Full
what
length.
full length. Just watch how long this goes on for.
Put it in a little box. just
While we're just reactioning to it, like
Yeah.
in front of us.
Where is it though? Is it up there?
Oh, it's somewhere up there.
Is it up there? Is it down there?
This shit cringy, man. I thought we weren't doing the Nostalgia Critic episode anymore. I thought that one was done.
It ain't that cringy.
Because what I found about the skits is that there's a point to the skit in the first place, but because they drags out so long, that point kind of just disappears into just waffle.
Like
The skits are born from a good place.
Yeah.
They're normally like some kind of parody on some kind of like toxic business decision behind some of the
a
games.
lot of the time.
Yeah, that's normally what it is.
I mean,
Or
there was
some joke based on the game.
And you were saying when we were watching, because we've got to watch them before, that, you know, if that was just smaller, maybe 5 seconds of it, just as a cutaway between transitions or whatever, that'd be nice. Or a cutaway as a transition, that could be cute or charming.
Yeah.
But it is when they go on for 90 seconds.
It's not even like classic YouTube 1001ing just to add more ads in.
No.
Like his videos, they can go nearly up to an hour long sometimes. They're so lengthy. And it is weirdly like what we said with the Nostalgia Critic thing, where there is a solid video kind of trapped within this end product, where if he had an editor that was like really not scared about just trimming the fat,
I'll do it.
Yeah, like give it to Ruben, that video will be 3 minutes long.
3 minutes long. 300% speed.
No, but
3 minutes long though.
the thing is, it feels like sometimes look. I'm an Angry Joe experienced veteran. Listen, I'm an Angry Joe Vietnam.
When you say listen in that particular way, you sound like someone who is about 7 pints deep. And
Listen.
And they want you to listen to something. They're going to say, I love you. And they don't talk about anything. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that. It's that kind of listen. And they're going to say nothing.
Well, I'm going to say something.
All right.
Son, do you know how many times I've saved humanity and the whole galaxy and the Covenant race?
I've been down the dark depths of Angry Joe's content, and I've been to the shining.
You've seen the dark and the light.
He's got the Angry Joe retirement package.
The thing about the Destiny video specifically is it doesn't have unnecessary shit in it. It's not. There's not as much.
No, that's
Even
what I was going to say
in that
first.
video.
Yeah.
I laughed at one of his little visual gags in that. I laughed at twice, actually.
It's humorous.
Yeah.
Some funny sort of explosions added in here and there.
Oh, the explosions are the best bit.
That was
cute
funny.
little stuff like that.
Put one of those in the video. This fucking explosion.
A con about this video, though, being his most viewed, it gives the wrong idea of his videos.
Yeah, I'd
his
agree
other
with that.
It's like his
videos,
best video.
they're not the same. They're not as kind of. There's not as much in them.
You were saying this, Jim, when we were watching it, that his videos tend to be better when it's a game that he doesn't like or has a myriad of issues with.
But I also said it really helps when it's something you are also angry about.
Right.
And we are also all burned by Destiny.
100%.
And so it's kind of like a guy protesting. It's like, yeah.
That's what his whole channel's kind of built around, the angry persona. And that's obviously when he can flex it the most, is when there is something he can truly get angry about.
Yeah.
And when he is angry in them, he becomes so much better.
Yeah, the angriness is the most entertaining part.
As Angry Joe gets angrier,
he goes
becomes more
Saiyan.
articulate.
Yeah.
What the words he uses less words to describe more. But it's a balance. He gets more articulate as it gets angry.
Normal unangry Joe, I'd say, is like, I don't know, C-tier YouTuber.
Fluffy.
Add in the anger though. He's going up there.
It's lean.
Yeah.
He's angry.
Yeah.
He's ready.
We actually, me and Ruben watched a different video that wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, which one?
And it's like, it was a...
E3 top 20 best countdown type.
And
video.
it's the complete opposite of that. He just didn't say anything about anything.
That's what I was saying earlier. I alluded to him alluding to things that he just doesn't actually ever talk about. He doesn't substantiate claims that he makes. And that is... that's a problem in his most recent video. I think I said that as well, that he doesn't substantiate some of the things he says, and that was something that he did too much in his most recent video. But in the Destiny video, he backs up everything he's saying, usually with visual evidence of it.
Yeah.
And the text that he flashes on screen was used well. It was used to good effect to just supplement what he was saying.
Speaking of this video you guys watched, we have to talk about the variation of videos within the channel.
Possibly Angry Joe's biggest weakness to me is how messy that channel is.
like
I've never seen a better example of a channel that needs to be split into two. Angry Joe 1 and Angry Joe 2. Have like his normal channel, his main channel, be major reviews, game reviews, the stuff you think of when you think Angry Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe even really high profile specialties now and again, like movies and TV shows, like, I don't know, Game of Thrones maybe deserve, like, you know, things like that.
Yeah,
like stuff
Pop
like
culture,
that. And then have
big
like
deals.
a second channel where you can put all the trailer reactions and the guff, basically.
the extra content that some people might.
Because we were looking at when was the last Angry Joe review from when we recorded this?
For a game.
4 months.
For a game, yeah, because he does
4
lots of reviews. He
Whenever-
sees basically every movie, every major movie.
I'll find out.
It was 4 months ago.
Was that how long?
No, it wasn't
was
4
Mortal
months. No,
Kombat 11
it was 1 month ago.
It was 1 month ago.
Was it? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 1 month ago that he released a proper Angry Joe show review. And they obviously have way more work. Sorry, game review. They obviously have way more work put into them. There's way more editing. There's way more stuff going on. They're more visually interesting normally. The editing's normally better. As opposed to, like, what can you really say about a trailer beyond just, like, conjecture?
And screaming.
Yeah,
Yelling.
like fan sort of reaction stuff. And I get the appeal of that, but, like, not on the main channel. Like,
especially if you like Angry Joe, you probably want to see his reactions, things like that. So you go to his other channel.
But Angry Joe's got, like, a really particularly bad fan base. I was subscribed to him for quite a few years. And I was always fascinated by the way people reacted to his content. Because, of course, every time he did upload something that wasn't an angry review, all the comments were, why aren't you just making an angry review? So surely having two channels would alleviate some of that a bit.
Yeah.
Because then people can't complain. As much, anyway. They'll always be there.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, I don't really know why it takes him so long to upload a game review.
It's obviously a time-consuming thing. Play a whole game. He usually streams it as well at the same time. Then he has to, at the very least, write notes. I'm pretty sure he doesn't write like full scripts because there is like an improv nature to it.
Yeah, it feels very improv.
Which is a positive and a negative because it makes him more relatable, but at the same time, he leaves errors in his videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a weird because, say for an example, like a podcast where it's just something like this, just four people just talking,
just hanging out.
If one of us like fucks up and then tries again,
we pull out a 9mm and shoot them.
Yeah, exactly. The point is, it's not a big deal. But in like this huge, what appears to be like huge review, where you expect a certain level of like professionalism, something is distracting about him kind of slurring lines and stuff where it's like you really could have just done another take of that.
You're just being racist about his accent, so get out right now. Speaking of his accent, I fucking love his accent. It helps so much.
It's just a good fit.
Yeah.
The whole persona he's got going. It does work when it's at his best, when he's at his angriest.
You saying his accent doesn't work when he's not angry?
Oh, are you saying that his sort of Hispanic accent just fits aggression? Is that what you're trying to suggest? That
yeah, you saying
should
that
be aggressive?
Is it racist if I say yes?
Yes.
Shall we?
Sorry about that one.
Back to that central point, I wouldn't subscribe to him because my feed would be full of stuff I don't care about.
Well, that's why I'd happily stay subscribed to Angry Joe
if it was only
every few
reviews.
weeks there was a notification that said there's a new Angry review.
Yeah.
But
I would watch
YouTube
them.
don't work like that.
Yeah,
YouTube don't reward that.
That should be a negative right there if you haven't put it down.
I've already put it down.
Oh, okay
Messy
then.
channel.
The which video are we talking about right now? Anyway, are we still trying to?
I mean, we already mentioned his latest review, so we might as well go into the Mortal Kombat.
Okay, well, the Mortal Kombat. I haven't played Mortal Kombat 11.
None of us
But
have.
the way, none of us have. Yeah, none of us played it.
So which is good, really. 'cause it gives us a
what
good
he was
example.
saying about it, I could tell there was a very clear passion there, and I actually
And
came away
knowledge.
from it. And knowledge, yeah, I came away from it thinking, oh, I understand actually quite a bit more about how that game sort of operates further than just it being a fighting.
And why Angry Joe is so angry in this.
And what would annoy the fan base? Of
Yes.
like a typical fan base of the game? 'Cause he's clearly like historically a fan of that series, and it shows in the video, and it really helps.
I reckon in another life, Angry Joe was like a usurper, a revolutionary.
Definitely.
Like,
he does have that about
Genghis Khan or
champion
something.
of the people type, breaker of chains.
Yeah.
He does represent the average gamer.
Yeah.
Rise up. Who will lead the gamers when they rise up? Angry Joe will be the leader of gamers.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
However, though, that video is nowhere near as good as the Destiny one.
Definitely not.
No.
The skits go way too far.
Hell yeah.
Way too belated.
Really early on, there was a skit where they just fight, and it was like, wait, what? Why is this happening?
He seems to take the costume thing really seriously. Like, I remember, I can't remember what game it was for.
He cancelled an entire review, didn't he?
Yeah, he cancelled a review because the
costumes.
costume didn't arrive in time. Which is like, what? The priorities all wrong there, Joe.
Yeah.
The skit thing's supposed to be like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
And the review is supposed to be the part we're actually really wanting to see and hear your opinions on. Not the other way around.
I do appreciate that though. Like it's like a ceremony for him.
He
Like,
needs
it's
it,
a
or else it's
whole-
all wrong for him. He's like, if I don't the costume, it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
It's part of his creative process, and I get that. But our reward as viewers isn't as great as his reward as a creator for doing it.
No, because he did fight for a very long time. In fact, I expect that will be the clip that's flashed, because that was the most, way earlier on. You've probably already seen it.
Yep.
But just in case you forgot,
bad.
we're going to play it again in its entirety.
It's funny because specifically had far too much live action cosplay bits. Like, it dragged the movie out.
Is what the majority.
Yeah.
From memory, that is the majority of his.
That's why
reviews.
I unsubscribed. It was the skits and the messy channel.
Yeah.
One of my earliest memories of Angry Joe is Halo 5, because it's just him with a Master Chief helmet and costume on.
Yep.
Like just teabagging or something for a long time, and I was just sort of, this is...
For me, it's a GTA one that really sticks in my mind.
Yeah, I was thinking about that one, when he's driving the little cars.
Something like that.
Funny idea. Maybe not so great in the execution.
I actually want to say that the skit is so long, and he had so much footage of it, that he shows it at the end just in its raw form, with the green screen just visible.
And he sped it up.
And even he sped it up because of just how bloated it was, how long,
That says a lot.
how falsely attenuated it is.
The one thing that Mortal Kombat video showed quite well is how, when there is something wrong with a game, when there's a big issue, he focuses on it a lot so that it's easy to know when a game has problems. Mortal Kombat specifically, with that video, as he highlighted the 5-7 different currencies. That whole section was a good section.
That was a great section.
Yeah.
I came away
People
knowing
appreciate the stuff that the big traditional reviewers will not talk about.
Yeah.
Because they're given copies by
Angry Joe is the biggest voice for...
he hates microtransactions.
Yeah.
He hates
It's him and Jim Sterling together,
Yeah.
waging war against everyone.
Mm-hmm.
They're the leaders of the gamers. Jim Sterling is the propagandist,
yeah.
and the fearless leader is Angry Joe. I can see it. I can see it now. That's perfect. I do respect his hatred for microtransactions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate how he's never faltered.
Never.
In all his time, he's stayed consistent.
Like the things he was saying in that Destiny video.
God,
He was just predicting things that
Hope this
did
has become
happen.
industry standard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, before it goes out of my mind, I just had a flashback to something very important from Angry Joe's history.
What?
Yes.
The Jeff Keighley interview.
Oh dear, I forgot about that.
I have a bone to pick with this particular man, all right?
We watched Angry Joe interview Jeff Keighley, Video Games
VGA
Awards
2010.
Executive 2010, in an interview, and just questioned him about a few things relating to the awards.
Now, Joe was clearly flustered because the interview was not being conducted the way he was under the impression it was going to be, I think.
Yeah.
I'm under the impression that he was under the impression it was going to be different. And instead it was alongside, I guess, their red carpet type thing.
Yeah.
There are people walking in. Jeff Keighley's being the bow tie wearing woo guy, and Angry Joe kind of just is
He's
there like a
awkwardly
bull in a china
standing there.
shop.
Yeah, while Jeff Keighley's like looking away at like what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a really awkward video.
I gotta say though, Angry Joe's got balls.
Essentially,
There's no fucking way I'd chat that much shit.
He
right
literally
in
says to the person who is planned this the VGAs,
Yeah.
a huge fucking event. He says to them, "I think your show appeals to the lowest common denominator."
Yeah, he just fucking goes in.
He does go in.
He
And I mean, to
loses
be
his
fair,
cool.
for a long time that show was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
basically, I think that your show appeals to the lowest common denominator amongst gaming. Not every gamer is a slobbering idiot sitting on his mom's couch.
He
I hate
just
you
goes
again.
in on Jeff.
But that interview is a
Goes in.
good example of what I mean about his like everyman qualities, because I feel like that's how a normal everyman would be in a situation like that if they were just handed a.
Well, you're not an everyman, are you?
No, but
No, I'm a
it's funny
coward.
because you have this normal guy and then this like PR magician who clearly knows what he's saying, and like he's really got Angry Joe on like the back foot.
Yeah.
And Angry Joe just he can't beat him in that moment.
The trouble is, with a name like Angry Joe, you always got to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the other thing is,
he-
people are going to have a certain shit. I tell you, the word's gone.
Just do it.
Whatever.
Again.
Expectation.
I was going to perspective was probably what I was
Right.
looking for. Yeah. But the trouble is, people are going to have a certain perspective already, or a predisposed idea, not predisposed, a predetermined idea of you if you're Angry Joe,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
YouTube gamer guy in 2010 especially.
Yeah.
Because now maybe it'd be different, you know. People, YouTubers, I guess, for some reason, are held to a higher moral fucking standard than anybody else,
Yeah.
while simultaneously having less respect than other people, but maybe just a bit more than they had in 2010 at least. So, Angry Joe talking to Jeff Keighley, the PR wizard, Jeff's just fucking smiling the whole time because he's like, what,
He knows it's just like.
he knows this is just nothing.
I-
He knows
yeah.
that this guy can't touch him.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know why anyone would let Angry Joe interview them, because he just doesn't hold back. He asks the hard.
He asks the questions that they literally legally cannot answer, or they'll lose it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like there is a way of doing sort of like difficult to answer questions. I feel like he goes in a bit too hard.
Yeah, there's a way of
You know?
forcing them to not answer, and that is in turn them answering. You
Yeah.
got your answer from their silence.
Like sort of. I think that angry persona does not lend himself
No.
like good.
Because they're
For
already
interviews.
going to be on the defensive,
Yeah,
knowing he's going to be like that,
Mhm.
knowing his persona.
yeah.
So there's no way
Why-
they're going to
why are
answer
they gonna-
anything difficult anyway.
I would be like. I think he's done E3s and stuff where
He's done E3 interviews, yeah.
Yeah, where he's interviewed people, and like, if I was just some developer, and Angry Joe was gonna interview me, I'd be fucking shaking in my boots. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a difficult situation for any dev because like they can't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm not a fan of the interviews. His interviews.
They're just pointless because you know he's going to say things that everyone's thinking, but the PR team of whatever developer
Yeah, it's-
cannot
it's
speak about
like-
it. So
Asking a brick wall a question.
yeah. But I guess the only other thing we haven't covered yet is his first video that is
Yeah.
on his YouTube channel.
It's got so much early YouTube energy.
Yeah.
It's got so much Angry Joe energy as well.
But I love it. I love its early YouTube energy. There's
Honestly,
something so just
you
innocent
can't-
about it.
It's not the type of video you can take seriously. You've got to look at it.
I
As an old
yeah,
video.
Yeah.
He wasn't taking it seriously. They were just goofing
No,
around.
hell no.
But
But
yeah, the name of the video is just shit that pisses me off. Madden 2009 hardcore. That's it. Hardcore.
it's like he starts off ranting about McDonald's.
Hardcore gamers.
He is a
sorry.
hardcore gamer.
Oh yeah, but he starts off ranting about McDonald's.
Sauce, honey.
Yeah,
As
honey
if
sauce.
you get 4 nuggets, you can only get 2 honeys.
Yeah.
He wants more than
And
that.
if you get fries, you can't get more than one ketchup or something. But then he
Right.
like Sparta kicks a dude off a.
It's a lot
Phil.
of like memes from 10 years ago kind of stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, his current videos have a lot of
This is exactly
YouTube
what I was thinking about. It was
energy.
like the main reason this is one of the categories for our like discussion is that if a video from 10 years ago is still so similar to the output now, I'm talking about production, like the green screen, just the quality of it all. It's very similar. And what you'd hope to see is over the 10 years of development, and it's not like the guy's got like a couple thousand subs. He's over 3 million subscribers.
Some of it's nice to an extent, the old, old timey
it's
feeling
quaint.
you get. Yeah, but equally, when he's doing a video where he's got face cam, I would hope that the light that he has doesn't make him look like a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
Or like, the reason this is like a Jar Media deep cut, but the reason we started those Jar Media like game reviews were because we were like, Angry Joe's production is so limited. Let's see if we can do a better job than Angry Joe.
And to be honest, I would say they're similarly like just stupid.
As we
It's
had
ridiculous in
no
places.
fucking money, no resources.
We had
Zero
a
talent.
tiny,
It was
a
no-
tiny green screen that was just the
We literally used a wall that had been knocked out of our parents' house
That they were like renovating
to
Yeah.
drape a green screen
Yeah,
to record.
like a
That's
20
how we
quid
did
green
it.
screen.
Yeah.
And the video, our videos look, I would say, on par with Angry Joe's.
Maybe a bit worse.
Maybe a bit
He's
worse.
got a nicer angle. Ours were always super close because the green screen was so small.
Yeah, but like the overall, like the the green screen works like identical. It's clearly all just done in Premiere, like pretty like basic knowledge stuff. It's just you would expect after all the time and money that there'd be a bit more progression there. Because another con I have is I'm not that mad about having the Twitch clips in all the time.
Some of them are fine.
Some are okay if they're highlighting like a specific point, but when it's like a whole section of the video, it's like,
No, for specific example, the Destiny video, he's on Venus, and then he's looking at the yellow or orange
Because he's been
water.
describing that he likes the environment.
Yeah,
Didn't
and then
need
he
to
just
focus on it for too long.
no,
anyway?
he stands and looks at the water, and he's like, it looks like Kool-Aid or some shit.
well, yeah,
It's like just
it's his equivalent of having like B-roll, but he halts the video completely
Yeah.
instead of just showing it over the thing he's talking about,
Yeah,
which he
yeah.
sometimes does do in the background TV thing, but it's
Because, you
more
know,
often an exception to
I
the
guess
rule.
the way to use B-roll and cutaways is B-roll you just have and you still keep talking, and then the cutaway is like 5 seconds.
Well, it's like
just
I was
highlighting
thinking
something you're just
of
talking about.
of course I made a video about Destiny 2. Well, Destiny TOO.
And he stole
Yeah.
all
as
of
well.
Angry Joe's points.
and
all
you
of
did
them.
Destiny 2 too.
Yeah, I did do Destiny 2 too. But point is,
Desmond 2-2.
yeah,
Different thing, but
mine was scripted, and everything I said, I always just show on screen what I'm talking about, so I
Yeah.
avoid that issue.
Pay me,
Honestly, I
Joe.
feel like
I'd love it.
if he hired an editor, it would improve his videos a lot.
Yeah.
Cut down the skits a bit, improve the pace, maybe make it a bit more. You can edit around that weird clipping thing he always does, where within like a shot, he is jumping around because he's cutting out like the guff. So you see this awkward thing where he's like stops with a point, and then you can see the moment that where he's cut out the like gap in between where he's thinking or reading his script or whatever. Just show a bit of B-roll for that bit. No one will ever notice.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that here and there that could really bring up the whole channel like considerably. If
Do you think his fans want that, or do they want?
Was that part of his charm?
I feel
Yeah,
like
do they
you can-
want it how it is?
You can change it to be you can keep the charm and you cut the guff a bit.
But if
but
Angry
it's
Joe,
like the skits are charming in concept, but it's the execution that ruins
To
things.
it's
us,
just a bit too long.
people love those fucking reviews. People eat them for breakfast.
But at the same
lunch,
time, I
and
feel like whenever he
motherfucking
comes
brunch.
up, the comments are always
No, Dennis?
the skits always like ruin it for me. Similar
for,
with
for
Nostalgia
you,
Critic.
for me.
No, I'm saying when I see like when people are talking about Angry Joe, when I'm looking through comments and places, and when people are
Oh, really?
discussing him as a channel, yeah. I don't know. Tell us in the
Maybe
comments. I don't
those
know.
people might also be in our same age group, so of course they're going to share the same opinion.
That's the thing. Like, I used to fucking love watching every Angry Joe review as a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd watch
fucking
every
loved his
single
skits.
goddamn one. And then I got a bit older, kept watching him. Bit older, kept watching. Bit older.
Maybe that's
like,
it.
Not so
I
good.
never watched him when I was younger, though.
No,
I watched
no,
him a lot. I remember
Yeah.
watching him in ICT in school, just watching
Really?
just on his website, because he's pre-YouTube. He was doing all this before YouTube.
Well, yeah, he's been doing it a
with
long
his
time.
own website. And it's then where that's how I found him, and watching all of his reviews of Sonic.
Yeah.
He had a really bad Sonic one. That's how I knew, and I loved those videos, and I watched loads of them. And it's age that I just started to get away from it, and now I like some of his reviews because of the way they are.
Well, I remember
Highlights.
seeing you watch some of his videos,
Yeah.
and then being like, maybe I'm going to try watching one. And I went on the Borderlands 2 review, and that was so painful to sit through that I just wrote him off for a while.
Oh, I like that because he just agreed with all of my thoughts on the game.
I didn't even. No, it was because of some skit at the beginning. I was like, I just can't handle this.
Wait, which game?
Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2.
You fucking love
I
it.
have seen. I remember that video.
The claptrap
I remember seeing.
thing
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah, I
Oh,
found that
shit.
fucking embarrassing. I found it hard.
Oh
to
yeah,
watch.
no, that's the thing. Like,
But now I'd probably be okay with it.
it's weird. I feel like when I was 14 years old and watching his videos, he didn't grow up with his fan base.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly it.
and I don't know who his fan base is now, to be honest. Like 3 million. Like, is it different young kids or?
Will be a wide array, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's why his community is so all over the place.
Yeah, he plays just a
Yeah.
massive demographic. So he can't play to anyone really.
Yeah, like
Other
he's
than
fucked no
himself,
matter
but
what
he
he
just
does.
plays to himself. Like, may as well.
Yeah, he just does what he finds fun, I guess, and I
Yeah.
can respect that.
Yeah.
I used to be kind of an Angry Joe hater. I was like, I don't really like it. But I've come away from watching the 3 videos we watched with this. Actually, I was like, yeah, I quite liked him. I quite like.
Yeah.
I appreciate his position in YouTube. I'm glad he's actually managed to slot himself in there and stay there.
I think he's a great example of what like a YouTuber should be.
Yeah,
I love the everyman quality.
Yeah, he's not just an everyman, but he's like the YouTuber's YouTuber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Old time, like he's been there from the beginning sort of thing.
Yeah.
He gets it.
He knows his stuff for the most part. Bit cringy at times.
But that's all
But
right.
he's lovable.
that's
Everyone's
what
a bit cringy at times.
You're not a YouTuber if you're not a bit cringy at
No,
times.
for sure.
Yeah, you gotta be a bit
100%.
cringy at times.
One thing I also
At
like,
times.
it's not
Specifically
100%
at times.
relevant, but he doesn't get involved in other drama. He does his own thing, and he's not.
Yeah, he's got like his
doesn't-
own bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
He doesn't
He
get involved
exists
in drama
such a
or
nice
anything.
sphere. It's brilliant.
Well, it's weird as well because
It's warming.
his thumbnail game is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
His thumbnails are so bad. I can't believe anyone clicks on
You
them.
know,
It goes
you put
it goes
fail in
against every logic you can ever like consider as like someone who's done YouTube for a long time, and you're like, that is an example of something I would never ever
The thing is,
do and expect people to click on.
He's been doing it so consistently for so long. You see a thumbnail at the corner of your eye.
Mm-hmm.
That is Angry Joe.
You know,
You
it's
know
Angry
it.
No,
And you-
it's so
and you click
bad
on
that
it.
it could only be him.
Keemstar and Angry Joe are like twins, and one is pure and good, and one is evil.
They're the cramped twins.
We need to do a Keemstar episode. That's a great idea for
Holy
one.
shit, yeah.
I have one more point.
Oh,
Go
here we
for it.
go.
One more thing that needs to be
Bloody
mentioned.
hell.
Actually, no, there are two.
I do.
Well, it's one subject.
Only 35 minutes long, Joe.
It's one subject, right? And that's the side characters. Other Joe and Delrith.
Oh shit.
That's a big
no,
deal.
I'm very glad you brought this
Yeah.
up.
Other Joe, of course, he basically makes the channel.
Other Joe is you go there in the first place for Angry Joe.
Of
and you
course.
stick around for Other Joe.
For
Other
sure.
Joe. I think he is the sweetest man alive.
Yeah.
He does seem like a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
He
The
tucks you in at
tomb-
night. He tucks you
his-
into bed at night.
His Tomb Raider review shows this quite well.
I
The
don't
skit
remember.
for that one
Is
is
he-
great, fantastic.
I don't know it. I can't.
I've got a feeling he shows his body off.
It's a hot bod.
Oh, he's rocking a hot bod. You know it.
No, because it's when he's like climbing up this like piece of rock in a park, and it's just it's got character there, and I love it.
And a hot bod, probably.
He-
Banging.
He kind of reminds me of James.
That's exactly what I was about to
Hey,
say.
what? Wait, you need to explain
He gives
this.
me James vibes.
He's like the
ripped
heart of it.
Latino James.
And he's like a bit awkward on camera and not
Yeah.
very good at like
Anything.
voices and acting and stuff, but it doesn't even matter. It's just sort of cute.
Yeah.
Delriff though.
I can't say it. He's the reason you leave.
That's so
You
cruel.
can't
but
say the words on
I'm
camera.
sorry.
that Alex
this
wants
is
to
my
use to
this is
describe
my
him.
issue, right? Other Joe is good because it fits in with the whole theme. His name's Joe.
Yeah.
He always helps him on the reviews.
He's a teenager.
He's not crucial to like the content particularly. He's like he
like
is
the-
like the cherry on top.
He's trying to.
Yeah.
Delrith, on the other hand,
He's
is
the
like
bran flakes on your already nice pie. You just put bran flakes on it for no reason.
he's like a necessary.
Evil.
I was trying to avoid the word evil.
a necessary.
He helps out Joe. He plays the games that Angry Joe isn't able to get to. He helps with the research and I'm sure the planning of everything and the notes. So he has to exist. But my issue is I've never liked it as a consumer of YouTube content when I subscribe to someone called The Angry Joe Show and then I get videos from people who aren't Angry Joe.
Yeah.
That's my only issue with it. I'm
I've had
fine
enough
with it. Yeah, exactly.
Of IHE being on Jar Media. For that regard.
See you guys.
I've had
He's
enough.
in a jar, you
No.
fucking dumbass.
So like I have no. I think it's very fair for someone who's subscribed to have an issue with videos that are just like Delrith reviews or whatever. Because
Is that a thing?
yeah, I remember when
Oh.
I was subscribed to Angry Joe. I guess it might have been even last year. There was a video uploaded onto his channel that was a review, but it was like a Delrith review. And to me, that was a no-go. If I wanted Delrith, I'd subscribe to a Delrith thing. This is what I
Yeah.
mean about the messiness of the channel. Have
Delrith
Delrith in
easily
the
fits.
sidebar.
The thing
Yeah,
he,
that one.
he I don't dislike him.
No, of course
No,
not.
definitely not.
It's one of our rules as well.
It just doesn't.
No, I
It doesn't
don't mean.
fit.
I mean, like
no.
he says a lot of like important stuff, even in older Angry Joe
Yeah.
videos when he was. Like,
I have
barely
no
in it.
problem with him having like
he knows his
clips and
stuff.
videos and stuff. It's just getting him instead of Angry Joe. To me
Yeah,
is the issue.
he literally was the reason you left.
Really?
No, that's what you just said.
Oh.
So I'm
He's
not
one of-
feeling
he's
guilty for
one of
my
them.
past statement.
Yeah. And then I guess the final thing is, are we going to mention the movie reviews?
Yeah, briefly, because I mean,
let's just
that-
get done in this last.
other Joe and Delrith are in those, and
You got 2 minutes.
Angry Joe seems to sort of just command it. You know, he says his opinions, and then the other two agree.
I don't know why he just doesn't do it by himself.
Yeah,
With an
Good.
editor, that's me.
Yeah, with Ruben editing, obviously.
Of course. I'd love that.
They're not for me. I can't say
yeah,
I mocked one once, the Suicide Squad one.
yeah. He sort of he represents a part of.
Well, like with the game thing, he represents like a general audience that's going to go see.
He's also
There's
he
a
also
crossover there,
represents a
obviously.
DC fanboy, which I mean,
Right.
Yeah, he's not for me when it comes to film opinions. I am, when he says the critics are hating it. I'm the critics. I'm the fucking critic. We're the critics, right? So
with a nostalgia
sometimes
critics.
anyway. I mean, I'm sure there are films he likes that I like. He probably loves John Wick. Probably.
Yeah,
So
just give me more game reviews, less movie reviews.
Yeah.
put them on another channel.
With that
Exactly.
said,
Put it on that second channel.
we're getting towards the end here.
Can I mention something first?
No.
We've got to conclude.
A con hates beans.
Oh
does hate
shit!
fucking
Yeah,
beans.
that is a con.
Fuck you, Angry Joe.
Thank you for mentioning that. But we need to answer the question
I
right
guess to
fucking
end
now.
this,
We need-
I've got my pros, I've got my cons.
Go.
Pros.
No fluff.
Pros, number 1, he is Superman. Number 2, he makes good points.
Yeah.
Number 3, the catchphrases.
Yeah.
Number 4, he is a charming everyman.
Yeah.
Cons,
Oh.
the fucking filler.
100%.
Can't be doing with that filler, Joe. Get an editor.
That's
Number
me.
2, P, point, evidence, explanation.
And link sometimes.
Wait, was
link
that
back
3
to the
or 2?
question.
That's just one thing.
Oh,
All
wait,
right.
what?
Messy channel.
So
Messy channel,
Yeah.
that speaks for itself. And,
Yep.
and finally, Delrith.
Wait, are you serious? This evens out perfectly.
That means it's fucking
No,
even,
it
bro.
doesn't.
I say it's yes.
Beans.
Oh, the beans thing puts the cons over the edge.
That ain't
that-
fucking fair. God
So my
damn
final
it.
verdict. Because I want to answer the question.
So I was right in the beginning.
Angry Joe?
Perhaps.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Angry Joe is as good as they say. We've done it.
Maybe. Yeah, he is as good as they say. We've worked it out.
He's as good as he says. Maybe, perhaps. We don't know.
Yes.
James Dance.
We love beans.
We love beans. Angry Joe doesn't. We love you also. Bye.
I'll be your editor. I'll be your goddamn editor, Angry Joe.
He's not going to want you after this.
Yes, he is.
You dragged him.
No, I
You called him a